Hello and welcome to Sudoku Pro. This is a 4-star puzzle from today's Hindu. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, good morning to you all. This is Uma from Chennai. Today Chennai is very cloudy in this hot summer season. Chennai is very happy to see a cloudy Chennai today. Okay, let us start solving this 4-star Sudoku puzzle from today's Hindu newspaper dated 11th May 2022. Please look at this block. This is a fourth block where you have 4 numbers. You have 3 here in E row and 3 here in F row blocking these 2 rows. So 3 goes here in D3. You have 8 here in E row and 8 here in this column 2, which blocks these 3 cells. So 8 goes here in F3. Now you have 3 empty cells left. These 2 cells are blocked by this 2. So 2 goes here in E1. Now there are 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 5 and 6. There is a 6 here in F row blocking this cell. So F2 takes 5 and E2 takes 6. Now let's move to this opposite block because the pattern of numbers is similar to this block. So this block also has similar pattern of numbers like this fourth block. Okay, you have a 9 here in D row and a 9 here in E row, which blocks these 2 rows, and this cell is left empty. So F7 takes 9. There is a 7 here which blocks these 2 cells, and there is a 7 here in E row which blocks these 2 cells. So these 3 cells are blocked. Now this cell is left empty. So D7 takes 7. Now there are 3 empty cells left and the missing numbers are 1, 4 and 5. We do not have much clues. We have only a 4 here by which we know that this 4 blocks here. So these 2 cells take 4. That's it. We do not have much clues about 1 and 5. Okay, so let's move on. You can see there is a 3 here in column 8 and a 3 here in column 9 which blocks these 2 columns, and there is a 3 here in 0 which blocks here. So this cell is left empty. So I7 takes 3. Now if you see in this column 7 you have only 3 empty cells. Okay, 3 empty cells. What and all we miss? We miss 3 numbers, that is 1, 4 and 6. These are the 3 numbers we miss here. You can see this cell is blocked by 1, right? Now there is an interesting observation here. If you see, there is a 1 here in column 1 which blocks these 3 cells, and this 1 blocks here. So now 1 goes in these 2 cells, and obviously this 1 blocks here. So 1 cannot go here and 1 cannot go here. So now in column 7, this is the only place, that is G7 is the only cell where 1 can be. Now the missing numbers are only 4 and 6. So these 2 cells will accommodate 4 or 6. So I am going to mark this with a matching pair 4, 6. Now if you see this column 2, there are only 3 empty cells. Whenever you have 2 or 3 empty cells in a row, column or block, it is advisable to fill that first because it's very easy to fill. Fine. Let us see what are the numbers missing in this column. 1, 3 and 7. 1, 3 and 7 are missing here, but we have a 1 and 3 blocking from this G row. So G2 will take 7. Now the missing numbers are 1 and 3. There is a 3 in A row blocking here. So A2 takes 1 and H2 takes 3. In top section, there are few numbers that are easily available. Let us find out all those numbers. There is 8 here in B row and 8 here in C row, which blocks these two rows, and this cell is empty, so A9 takes 8. You have 3 here which blocks this entire row, and there is a 3 here in column 6 and 3 in column 4 which blocks these two cells also. So these 5 cells are blocked, so this cell is empty, so C5 takes 3. Similarly, you have a 5 here in B row and a 5 here in C row, which blocks these two rows. So 5 has to be in one of these two cells. You have a 5 blocking from here. So this cell is now left empty and A1 takes 5. Now there is an interesting observation here. You can see this 6 blocking this row entirely, and that means 6 can be only in this top row. So that 6 obviously cancels out the 6 here. So A7 takes 4 and C7 takes 6. Now there is one more interesting observation. There is a 7 here in column 3 which blocks this cell. So 7 has to be only in these 3 rows, and also here this 9 also blocks this row completely, and 9 also has to be here only. That means 6, 7 and 9. 6, 7 and 9 has to be in this this top row. That leaves this cell with only 2 empty cells, and the missing numbers here are 2 and 4. There is a 2 here from column 4 blocking here, so B4 takes 4 and B6 takes 2. Now uh, in this third block, there are only 4 empty cells. Whenever you have this such 4 empty cells, just find out what are the numbers missing here. You miss 1, 2, 7 and 9, and just look for the numbers which are missing here. Now you have 2 and 9 here, which straight away blocks these two cells. That means 2 and 9 has to be only in these two cells. We have 2 blocking here, so C9 takes 9 and C8 takes 2. Now the missing numbers in this block are 1 and 7. There is a 7 blocking here, so B8 takes 1 and B9 takes 7. So this method will save time for you, because you can quickly find out instead of checking for each and every number separately. When you write like this and look only for the missing numbers, you can quickly find it out. Now let's try to fill this block. There is a 3 and 7 here blocking this column entirely. So 3 and 7 has to go in only these two empty cells. There is a 7 blocking from here in B row. So B1 takes 3 and C1 takes 7. Now there are only 2 empty cells, and the missing numbers are 2 and 4. You have a 4 here in A row blocking here, so A3 takes 2 and C3 takes 4. Now if you see column 3, there are only 2 empty cells. The missing numbers are 1 and 9. There is 1 blocking in 0 here, so G3 takes 9 and I3 takes 1. Now in this entire block, there are only 3 empty cells, and the missing numbers are 4, 6 and 8. You have a 8 here, you have a 4 here, but we do not have much clues. We will not be able to find the number here. Okay, so let's move on. We already know that here we are missing 1, 4 and 5. You can see 1 blocking these two cells. So 1 goes here in E9. Now the missing numbers are 4 and 5. There is a 4 blocking from here. So D8 takes 5 and E8 takes 4. Now in this 8 column, there is only one empty cell, and the missing number is 9. Now in E row, there is only one empty cell, and the missing number is 5. Here in the ninth column, there are only 3 empty cells. Missing numbers are 4, 5 and 6. There is 4 and 5 blocking this cell. So H9 takes 6. Now 4 and 5 goes here in these two cells. We do not have clues of 5 and 4. Let's wait for that clue. But now if you observe this, you have 4 and 6 here. We know that these three cells were waiting for 4, 6 and 8. Now since 4 and 6 are blocking here, H1 takes 8. Now in H row there are 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1 and 9. There is a 9 blocking from here, so H6 takes 1 and H4 takes 9. Now you have this 5 blocking this cell here. That means in this block 5 will go in these 3 cells. That means 5 blocks here. We already know that this cell will take either 4 or 5. So when 5 is blocking here, I9 now takes 4 and G9 takes 5. Now this 4 blocks here, we already know that these two cells are these two cells take 4 and 6. Since now the 4 is here, I1 takes 6 and G1 takes 4. Now if you observe 0, there is only one empty cell and the missing number is 6. So now in this block there are only 3 empty cells. What are we missing here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is missing. We have 5 here in column 5 and a 5 in column 6. So 5 goes here in I4. And then we have 6, 7 is missing and 8 is missing. We have 8 in column 5 here. So I5 takes 7 and I6 takes 8. Now in F row, there are 3 empty cells and the missing numbers are 2, 4 and 7. There is 4 and 7 in column 5 here. So F5 takes 2. Now the missing numbers are 4 and 7. There is a 4 blocking from here. So F4 takes 7 and F6 takes 4. Now what are we missing in this block? One is missing. You have one here in column 4 and one here in column 6. So 1 goes here in D5. Now 2 is there, 3, 4, 5, 6 is missing and 8 is also missing. 6 and 8 are missing. You have 8 here. So D6 takes 6 and D4 takes 8. We already know that this block is missing 6, 9 and 7. There is 6 here in column 6 and 6 in column 5. So 6 goes here in A4. There is a 9 blocking here. So A5 takes 9 and A6 takes 7. And the puzzle is solved. How did you find the puzzle today? Was it interesting? Please share your experience in the comment box. Thank you and have a nice day.